We are staying connected. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Finally had a sit down with my sister Tina.
Hello.
Sister Tina,
Hi.
listen,
I'm
you
nervous.
don't be nervous. Listen,
Okay.
we do a lot of stuff together, but we haven't had a chance to sit down and have this time.
Right.
I went through a point to where I was a little crushed. I was only crushed because I felt like I in 365
Mm-hmm.
was possible trigger,
Oh, right.
and that part it hurt my heart.
Oh,
It hurt my heart because I watch you battle.
yeah.
I know you. I know what you mean. I know your heart,
Right.
and I give a shit for free.
Right.
And I think you know that to the
Absolutely.
point that when things are up or down, I'll let your boy
Absolutely.
because I got you. But I can't. You're like a sister. I can't get over that.
I know,
But what
right?
everybody want to know nowadays is what's happening with you
What's
and
not
what you've
happening
been
with
up to.
me?
Tell
What's
us,
not
man.
been up with me?
It's tough. Talk to us.
Uh, I don't know how far back to go, but I left Washington State from a very interesting 3 week stay with my son. I got back, fast forward to Christmas ish. It was a very challenging time. The holidays are a challenging time for me, anyways, because I live with clinical depression with suicidal tendencies, severe anxiety, PTSD, which is post traumatic stress disorder, and bipolar depression.
Hmm.
And I'm going through menopause. My
Oh.
Atlanta.
Now, are you on medication? Any?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
on
You don't have to get
medication.
into that. I don't
No, no,
want
no,
you.
I'm not. No, 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 I
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
on medication for my mental health and also to help me with my alcoholism.
Okay. And I asked you that, team,
Mm-hmm.
because I appreciate that truth from people. I always tell people,
Yeah,
even people I deal with, that I can't love a lie.
right.
You understand what I'm saying? And when people know that there are medications involved, they kind of understand mood swings.
Yeah,
They understand some of the whys
yeah,
and some of the rejections. And
yeah,
then some of your rejections aren't rejections, they're
right,
just mood swings.
right,
So
right.
that just opened that door up. But I'm sorry,
Yeah.
love.
And so, regarding medication, it's important to me because I am a ride or die believer in Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And being that, especially in the black community, can't speak for no other community because I don't know their business, but
Mm-hmm.
for the black community, there's a stigma, number one, about mental health issues, and number two, about taking medication,
Right.
and number three, admitting that you have an issue, especially if you're saved.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I don't fool around with none of that
Right.
because I'd be only lying to myself.
Right.
And Jesus already knows, so who cares if y'all
I
know?
always believe that where medication helps, it hurts something else. You know,
I mean, you gotta take the yin
I
and
mean,
the
but it's for
yang.
everybody. But
Yeah,
I went through chemo and radiation. I didn't want
right.
to go through it, but look at me. I'm here.
Exactly. And people with diabetes, they have
Yeah.
to take medicine and their side effects, there's side
Right.
effects in everything. There's side effects in all medicines.
Yeah.
So it's just you trade one for the other for the betterment of
Right.
yourself.
That's why I say
So
you take care of your engine and
exactly.
stop worrying about your paint job.
Exactly.
All that is
Exactly.
just a selfie anyway.
Exactly.
Take care of your engine. Wherever the head go, the ass follow. If you don't take care
Exactly.
of that,
Right.
I don't know nothing to go backwards. No
Right.
animals, no
Right.
cars, no nothing. So
Right.
I just like to eat the right thing and endorse that.
Yeah.
So what you've been doing outside of the things that you have in play for yourself, what Tina been doing for Tina? When you wake up, what's your day to day looking like for you?
My day to day is focusing on staying in my own lane. My focus is staying in my own lane, which means minding my business and not other people's business, which is hard for me to do as a nurturer and as a problem solving listener
And an activist.
and activist and protester.
Hmm.
So it's hard for me to stay in my own lane, but I'm learning slowly that the more I'm out of my lane, the more problems I have for myself. And so
Yeah.
it's almost like gluttony for punishment.
You think?
I know. I know, unfortunately, I know, and still, unfortunately, I haven't gotten the lesson, but I'm getting closer to it.
Yeah.
So, what my day look like when I wake up, I read my message for the day in my journal inspiration, which celebrate recovery.
Recovery.
And it is a version of AA, except it recognizes Jesus Christ, period, as your source and not a higher power as
Right.
we speak in AA.
Hmm.
So I wake up and I read the journal entry and I think about what kind of mood I'm in because, like I said, I'm going through menopause. So whereas my moods may be on a five,
Hmm.
every day they're on 10.
Is there?
So I'm happy or I'm sad.
Yeah.
I'm angry or I'm who knows. So I just check my feelings and let my husband know, hey, I'm probably gonna have a crappy day.
Well, good.
If that's it.
Good that you
Or
communicate with somebody. You ain't going in it
oh
alone.
no, my husband,
Yeah.
we 24 and a half
Yeah.
years in. So
Yeah.
no.
So how do you plan? There is planning with your day. I'm sure
There
that.
is planning.
How do you plan?
I use my calendar
Hmm.
and it just maps out my priorities and what I want to accomplish in the week, and I don't go any further than that.
Is that a day to day, week to week,
It is a
month to
day to
month?
day. Yeah, it's a weekly to do. So I put my top priorities and then anything that I might have scheduled, I'll put in here just to have it on paper and also to share it with my husband
Right.
so that he knows the things that are important to me and the things to keep me focused on with my
Right.
bipolar.
That's good stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, you say people don't understand. A lot of people hide behind not talking to somebody. And I always tell people, a lot of guys, people don't even know what integrity means. And that's
Right.
just what you do when you by yourself and you think that you're getting
Right.
away with it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And when you tell people what you're going through, they kind of know. They see your signs.
Right.
Just like the addiction, just the triggers.
Right.
We talk about triggers a
Mm-hmm.
lot. And just
Yeah.
having that conversation, yeah, and I did want to touch base on that with you again because you're big on
Absolutely.
triggers
Yes.
and you opened a lot of people's eyes. A lot of people hit
Yes.
me back in the DM about triggers,
Yeah.
talking about their triggers.
Yeah.
So,
Triggers are around every corner.
what's yours?
You wake up with triggers and you go to sleep with triggers. My triggers are I love hard, I give hard, I do hard. I mean, I go all in
Mm-hmm.
and I'm my own trigger. Um, a phone call might trigger me. Like I said, I'm a problem solving listener.
Mm-hmm.
So other people's problems are
Yeah.
triggers. My own problems that I can or cannot handle are triggers. Waking up if I have the urge to drink, that's a huge trigger.
Okay.
And that's also self medicating. Um, and I have an appointment with my psychiatrist. I have a psychiatrist, I have a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
A psychiatrist prescribes the medicines, the therapist talks through and helps me to problem solve. Um, and then I have my AA meetings. I try to fill my day as much with AA meetings as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even like them.
But
A
it's
friend
working.
of mine,
You're wearing the difference. You're wearing the difference, Teen. I see it.
okay, I'll accept that from the
Yeah.
outside looking in. But I'm going to the meetings because, quite frankly, I've been challenged to do 30 and 30. And that's 30 days, 30 meetings in 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been hospitalized twice since the challenge.
Oh, you've been hospitalized.
Yeah.
Okay. What happened?
Yeah.
Do you mind? You want
No,
to
I
talk
don't
about it?
mind. Yeah, no, I
Okay.
don't mind
It's
talking
part of
about
your
it.
healing, huh?
It is.
Okay.
And my motto is that I live out loud to give a voice to those who suffer in silence.
Right.
And I do that as a believer in Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that because I walk a lonely path.
Mm-hmm.
And the path is lonely because people like me aren't transparent like me, not even one on one with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, really, I'm the only believer in Jesus Christ who live with the disease called alcoholism. Y'all miss me
You're
with
not.
that. Y'all miss
You're
me
not.
with that. Shame on y'all.
You're
But
not.
if you ain't ready to be there, then que sera, sera.
Tony Montana said it best.
What's that?
Calling me a bad guy? What did that make you? Good?
Right.
You're not good. You just know how to hide.
Exactly.
And that's all they do.
But that's none of my business because everybody got to travel the road.
So don't feel bad
about
about what anyone else do or don't do.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's your journey.
So, what happened? I don't remember Christmas. Let's start there.
Okay.
I was slowly unraveling, and it all came to a head on Jesus' birthday, Christmas. I don't remember Christmas. Um, it was a mixture of a perfect storm coming from every side, different um, arguments that I started that I retaliated with because when people go low, I go to hell low.
Right.
And I don't like matching energies, but when I'm really hurt, that's what I do just to make
Do you feel like your back's against the wall when that
Yeah.
happens? You feel challenged?
I not feel challenged. I feel really hurt.
Yeah.
And I just want the people to feel the hurt that I feel. Perhaps not the way that they gave it to me, but you're going to feel some hurt because I am nice and Christ-like and happy-go-lucky because I want to be. That's part of my journey.
Right.
But best believe there's still TB from the AG all up in me, and I go in. But I don't like to go in.
A lot of people don't know what that means. You got to break that down.
Well, I raised
AG.
TB from the AG. I raised myself from the winter of my 8th grade year in the streets of Aglet Green. I was taken in by a prostitute. Was dating one of the biggest drug dealers in Aglet Green.
Okay.
That's a whole other story, but that is who. Yeah, that's essentially who TB from the AG is, and being 12, 13 in the streets.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to take care of yourself. And I was not a domestic engineer. I was not cooking and cleaning for nobody. I was not giving up no ass for nobody. I was on the block with the dudes. Period. So with all that, you just get a tough skin. You just develop a tomboyish way, and on the flip side of things, a confidence about yourself. Where, for me, anyways, I had no guardrails. I had no guardrails. But now, crossing over, being a mother, being a grandmother, being a wife, being a believer, especially reporting to Jesus, my Lanta, how I gotta rein things in. But I digress, and that's another story too. Anyway, my relapse. It was a perfect storm, and I relapsed badly on Christmas. And I don't even remember Christmas. And all I know is what my husband told me, which is he consulted with my village before making the hard decision to check me into the psych ward.
Okay, so everybody made that call.
Yes. I mean, it was my husband's final call. But of course, my village, it was hard for him to do.
He reached out to the team.
Yeah, so with my village support and my husband's final decision, I was checked into the psych ward to detox and to calibrate my mental health. I was there from Christmas and I got out the 30th because I was not going to ring in the new year in the psych ward.
Right.
Because I believe how you ring the new year in is how your new year's going to go.
Yeah. So you was determined.
Yeah, I was determined. So
what did that do
that was a horrible stay, which I won't go into.
Yeah.
But that was a horrible stay. No, I wasn't. I was just stating.
Yeah.
It was a horrible stay and triggering. So when I got out sicker because of the lack of care that I received in the inpatient treatment facility that I
Okay.
was in.
Okay.
So I'm trying to muster up things. I'm trying to do things on my own. I finally got a sponsor
Go ahead.
to help me through the 12 steps.
You got one through the AA class you go to, or did you get one through the where they had you at?
No. I got one
Facility.
finally through
Was it?
a different AA meeting. It wasn't my home meeting, but there was a gentleman in my home AA that told me about this woman to connect with her, that she's no nonsense, she's straight shooter, she holds you accountable. So I'm like, that's what I need.
Right.
And I reached out to her and she agreed to take me through the 12 steps.
Good stuff.
So I got out on the 30th, brought in a new year, the way you want to bring in the new year, sober. But then the troubles were still there. I was still unraveling, and I knew it this time.
Right.
So I told my husband, like, dude, I need to go to the hospital.
Okay.
And we called around, and I was supposed to go to Dublin Springs, and I don't know what time of night it was, but they only had one bed left. By the time I got there, they had given my bed away. And so we ended up going to Columbus Springs.
Okay.
And there is where I got my treatment. I was there. I'm not good with time.
They normally only keep you a certain amount of time, right?
Well, if you check yourself in, they keep you long enough. Like for me, it was to detox. And to detox, it's a minimum of 3 days, no more than 5 days.
Gotcha.
And detoxing from alcohol. A lot of people don't know that you can die quicker from detoxing from alcohol than you can from most hard drugs.
Okay. Okay. And you know, it's a funny thing you say that. And you know, we're going to cut it short because we're going to do this. We're going to continue into part 2 of you. But Amy Winehouse died that way, trying to get sober.
Oh yeah, I didn't
and
know
they
that.
said alcohol is one of the hardest things to get off of.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna always commend you, and I'm gonna always stand beside you because you stand beside me.
Blessings.
And I know what you mean.
For sure.
I know what you mean.
For sure.
Okay. Before we cut out of here, I want you to give somebody some advice that may be watching this because you know we got some followers.
Okay, so I'm long-winded and I'm a talker, so long story short, I would say to get help. Get help for yourself, regardless of who understands. Do it for yourself because you're no good to nobody else unless you're good to and for yourself, especially if you're a believer. Jesus still loves you through your addiction, through your relapse, through your everything. And you need to take care of yourself, period. And I can help you with that because I've been to the crazy ward, I've been to the outpatients. I can help and I want to help if you want to help yourself.
There we go. You heard it from my sister team. 365, staying connected. We out here.